Welcome back, Monday morning, and I'm in the yard, and I'm working on the Fusion. So what I want to do today is, I put a load of pickup tines in back along, but this band underneath, they've got these stupid little riv nut things that just bolt in. The ones on the top are alright, but the ones on the bottom, where can I put you a minute? Put you there. The ones on the bottom are spinning in the they're not captive, basically, because somebody's done them up too tight and my band came off. So what I intend to do is grind out the old ones and put some new ones in. Where is it? Yeah. Grind off the top, get those out, put that one in. And then I spoke to a friend of mine who works at Prices this morning. He said just get threaded bolt, obviously a threaded bolt, and then just wind it in like that. See if that works. There are quite a few others like it, but there's still one holding on all the way along the back. And then a load up the top that are either missing or whatever. I would like to know if there's a way you can check if the chopping system is leaking on this, because apparently some of the bales weren't chopped last year, but I think they were. It might have just been, it was a short crop, and it doesn't chop well in a short crop because it goes through the rotor, which is that bit there, pushes it through the knives and then brings it back up round against the comb, which is always very bad because then it's just there, and I think that's what buggered the back end of the 210. If you remember, ages and ages and ages ago I took the back end off. What else did I do? Oh, I put another belt on for the netting system. That's worked marvellously. And I was in the field and this one kept catching the wrap on the top of that bit where it sort of bends out here, because those that slide out, your wrap comes around and then it slides in and cuts it, but it kept just catching on the top, so then ripping a bit of the wrap and it wouldn't wrap again then. So what I did with that one was undid that nut back there and this one here, and just let some real frothy, milky stuff out the accumulator. After that, it seemed to work fine, so that must have cured that. So I've got 52 acres to do this thing at some point in a couple of weeks, and for me, that's a lot of acres to do baling in one time. It's one of my biggest outings, I suppose. Yeah, I just want to get that right, put it in the undisclosed location, and forget about it for a day or two until we go using it again. I still have to do everything on the mowers. I must remember that. So yeah. You can tell it's a Monday morning. Oh, don't fall over. Are you looking in the right place? Here, yeah. So, setup I'm going for. I've hit the old ones out. Not there. So that'll go in there. And then it's just a nut on a bolt. Stop falling over. Shove that in there, screw it in, tighten it up, take all your bloody skin off your fingers, and then put it on Snapchat. Live the dream, keep it ream, and whatever else you want to think of. I officially don't like this job. Don't ask me to do it, please, thank you. Ta-da! That's what it should look like. You see there, that's one that will just... Is that doing that? No, that's a righty-loosey one, that is. And then there's one snapped. That one's got on the wrong side of the thing. So yeah, I think in the winter I'll have to go right for it. Pick up tine missing over there. I was going to do them, but I just ran out of time. So that's what happened there. And then I put some roll pins either side of the pickup tine, new tine in there. And then those two are actually alright back there. So yes, good to go. I think I would grease it a bit more, seeing as it's here, but there was a slight technical issue in that I ran over the end of my grease gun. And of course you can't get this bit separate to the whole cartridge thing, so I might take that apart, see if I can cobble something. But yeah, hopefully belt for this one will be coming in today. I don't know whether I showed you this one or not. Little Teagle Topper 8, I think this one is, just needs a belt. It's in incredibly good order for its age. And I haven't really heard about anything else yet, so... Oh, good lord. Everything's trying to kill me this morning. Right. So the other thing I thought I would do is change the rotor chain. Now those who know Fusions will know that this seam here is incredibly worn out. So that just comes from driving the tractor in the gearbox. Comes down that and runs the rotor inside. And when that gets worn out, the baler starts trying to jump across the field when you're chopping. So it should look something like that. Whereas this bit on mine is up here somewhere. There's my new one, supplied by Andrew Simmons Limited, the New Holland dealer. They do cows, and they've given me a full technical PDF file of everything to do with these. So it does need all new chains doing. I don't know whether I said that or not, but yeah, a full chain kit is £1,000. So me being as poor as I am in the minute, I'm not going to do that. But yes, all I've got to do is undo that and then drop that down, find the joiny link, undo it, put the new chain on, and then the measurement for that is, if you get a tape measure and measure from the bottom there to the top of the washer, 75mm, that's got to be. Now that one being as bent as it, well not bent, but being as worn out as it is pissed off that minute, so that measurement's 80 and this is like 70 this side, so yeah, get on and do that. Now that's that one out. I just chucked my Irish screwdriver in underneath that and that bearing's fine. The only annoying thing is that sprocket's a little bit loose. But I'm definitely not changing the rotor because that's 1,100 quid, I think the rotor is. And I've got to take the whole front of the machine off, so that can carry on being like that. That's absolutely fine. It is mint if you squint. Just turn the radio up a bit more. So after taking the skin off another knuckle, that's finally in. I don't know if that's an adjustment yet. That's just eyeballing it. Huh, look at that. Not far off, it's going to be 75. Is it on top or underneath? I can't remember. Whatever I said. 75. And you can already see that's much better. Mint. So just leave that running for a bit and then check the chain tension again. I did do it a little bit tighter than it was anyway, but yeah. You wouldn't want to put your penis in there. So I've taken this one out, which is the accumulator for the knife floor, which would be these ones here, and that one is fine. I've also taken the one off for the chamber door, so obviously that in there, that sits up here. That's where you adjust your density. If you're a contractor, you have that one right out, so less slack as anything. If you're a farmer, you have that right in, because we all tight houses on plastic. But that's the accumulator. Normally, whether I can get the light in there, you should be able to see a green or blue dot in the end. That is not there. So that is buggered. I don't know if Simmons's will have one in stock, but yeah, so I think if your door pressure creeps back, that's what the problem is. There is also in there is a copper washer at the back. If you take that out, in all that gumph, there's a copper washer that goes bad, or your ram seals are knackered. I don't know whether well, I can't really test that very easily now, which is fine, but what I might do is see what the price of one of those is. If I can afford it, get one. If not, chuck it back on and it'll be fine for a bit, and do the copper washer in there. Basically, I think that's all I can do for the time being. That chain, after a while, it did loosen off a little bit, so I've tightened that one down again. I think that's about it for the time being. So yeah. So they didn't have an accumulator in stock, so that's an order. The baler is now out of the way. Next in for surgery is Marcus's topper. Now, I think all it needs is 2 bearings. We've seen what we could sort of match up from what was left. That's obviously the spinny bit of death underneath. Yeah, the pulley's there as well. So I've just got keyway and 2 bearings, and yeah, just put that one back together. I think literally all I've got to do is wire wheel out the 2 bearing bits, put the bottom bearing on the rotor, put that up through, put the top bearing in, then the pulley on top with this little spacer in the middle. I think that sits in there. The belt around it, and then yeah, the big bolt just there with the castellated nut that I've just remembered is in the back of main lofty over here. Oh, I've got a million lynch pins, so if you want lynch pins, let me know. Oh, and my hay fever is really raping me today. Nut. Let's go. As you can see, the blades are about as sharp as my wit. I'd be lucky if they'd cut through a warm Mars bar. So I got into the groove again and didn't film anything, but all those bearings are in. I think that idler has ceased up, so I'm going to take that one off. But other than that, it's pretty much done. So that would just be undo those 2, take that one off, possibly put new bearings in that one, put the belt back on, and then fire it up. Need to go topping somewhere. Oh, and I've got a sharpen the other side as well, actually. Whack the PTO on. Job done. So there it is, all back together. We'll fire it up and you can listen to the absolutely terrifying noise, which is a pasture topper. Ready? Oh, hello. Oh. My PTO shaft fell off. Good lord. Let's go put that one back on then. Take 2. Oh, helps if the PTO is in gear. Very good. I'd say that was done. Just got to put the top cover on, and yeah, that is that. Tuesday morning. Been doing a little bit to that with the 2 little grease tubes. A load more bits for the tedder have been ordered. Put these ones in under there. A little bit snapped off it, so to redo that. Now I've got this one in for one of these. That's coming tomorrow, I think, but today, oh, if I can stand up. Where is it? Oh, there we go. That there. Just want to heat that up, or grind out there a little bit, heat it up, beat it back down, and job will be good. They're all fairly new knives on these. I might just sharpen them up a little bit, maybe, while I'm under here. Yeah, I used to have one of these actually. It was the first mower I owned myself. And the bed cracked along there and fell off. If I can find some photos of it, I'll put them over the top. But not, you'll just have to take my word for it. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. So that is beaten back down now. It's actually a lot softer than I thought it was. I think good service is in order. Trouble is they've been cutting rye corn with it, which is just stones, which will have caused that. If you bend a knife and then it just keeps catching on there, that's what happens there. It's a bit like the Lely sections I was on about. If you get a blunt knife, it beats the crap out of in here. But never fear, SBS machinery is here. So that is what the original one looks like. So it should look like that, which is why a load of the blades are flying off. And it wouldn't have held in there much longer anyway. These are for the quick change ones. That sits under the top hat, and then you put your tool in under there, twist it, and yeah, that just sits like that in there. Patwang! Right, so this is the offending article out of the 2650. Now, you won't be able to see that because the GoPro's focus is absolutely amazing, but there's two little O-rings in there and they're both a bit knackered. Little spring in there, that thing with another O-ring, and then that goes in that thing on the side of the block we saw before. So, on a whole seal kit, don't really see the point in doing the whole seal kit when nothing else is leaking. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But like a conventional baler, if it's working, don't touch it. I have put the silencer on and the exhaust, which seems quite long, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. And probably tomorrow I'll start on the abseal, because I've got to wait for bits for the mower, I've got to wait for bits for the topper, I've got to wait for bits for the tedder. There's another safety toppery thing out on the trailer that needs a seal. I've got to wait for that. I'm going to wait for bits for the other mower outside. I've just got to wait for everything. I don't like waiting. I've got to wait to get paid. Wow. Only by a few people. A lot of them now are very good. They will literally pay me pretty much straight away. Won't name names, but yesterday I sent an invoice to somebody, and probably 30 seconds after I sent the email, they'd already paid me, and they were out on their quad topping. So yeah, that you can't get better than that, I don't think, really. But anyway, we'll put this together and see if it works. So this lot goes in there. No, I don't know what's in there. You lot might be able to see. But that, I think, is the only place it's leaking from. So I've got it all back in one bit. Chuck that in there and see if it leaks. Hopefully not. So the wheel's off after fighting all the wheel nuts, and somebody hasn't put those back. So if I just get a chisel wheel and put it in there, or maybe nope, I'll get a chisel. Hang on. There we go. Yes. Ow. Don't do it, thank you. There we go. There we go. Winning! Oh, all the teeth are still there. Not a lot of oil in there. It's in there. And then that is the rest of it. Undo that ring of bolts, undo that there. It's the seal in behind. I probably should have got the big O-ring as well, actually. Yeah, wheel bearings, right. Cool, right, I'm gonna let that drain. I'll get that tomorrow. Right, so it's the next morning. I've undone the bolts and the circlip. Let's see if it comes off, I suppose. It's coming. I'm sure a lot of you can smell this. The smell of gear oil. It's a bit like Marmite. You love it or you hate it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's just those big dowels on the back holding it in. Oh. God. There we go, that's that off. And then the hub seal is just in the back there. Bearing, I'll clean that one up. Yeah, 2 wheel bearings face to face. Yeah, that's that basically. So there's a new seal, and that'll go in there with the lip on the outside. The lip with a spring in it always goes towards the oil. So. And it says, what does it say on it? Outside, so that'll go like that. So that'll go in there. That way? Yeah. Yeah, because that'll go like that. Just like that. I'm not going to put that in on camera because I'll probably balls it up. So that's that in. Just got to make sure I put the bearing in first. And then now that can get flipped and whacked on there. Getting on that first little bit's a bit tricky because you've got to hold it and then tap the bearing on the first bit. That's it. There you go. You can always hear when it's fully settled down because it gets louder. There. And then just the reverse to put everything else back in. And fill up with gear oil. So that's how far I got with that. I'm just waiting for confirmation on the torque settings for those bolts. But then the only thing to do is put the washer and the circlip on, put the top hat on, and then put the wheel on. And then that'll be pretty much done. So I can put the bonnet on, side panels, and the air cleaner. That'll go on. That'll be the last thing to go on because it's. I think it's glass, so yeah. Belt has come in for this one. All load of tines have come in for the tedder. I probably won't put those on until it's all back in one piece because that would just be a complete nightmare otherwise. So yeah, I think I'll get this topper sorted first. Potentially I've got a lot of mower parts coming in for the John Deere mower, and then I've got a little oil seal for that little topper out there. Busy. There'll be a lot of invoices sent out this evening, hopefully. Be quite nice. New belt on, new gearbox oil put in. Those ones are sharpened. Haven't done those yet. I did those while it was off. Make life a lot easier. But yes, that is pretty much done, I would say. Yeah, sharpen that and then that literally is done. Another one out the door. So that's back in one bit, hub's full of oil. The track rod end that side was a bit loose, so I've tightened that one up. I did get most of the mower parts. Annoyingly though, we've forgotten the blades because we've worked out that the blades for the quick change knives are different to the poverty spec ones. So I've had to order 2 boxes of knives just because I think in the winter when the mowers come in, we'll have to change all the quick change things because they're all completely worn out, because farmers currently put in non-quick change blades on quick change blades. So they all look like that and they keep flying off everywhere. So all new pins and then all new blades. But I'm not going to change those yet because, you know, they've got another 2, 3, 4 cuts. So if they keep blowing off the old blades, then that's absolutely fine. Just get through them before we put the other ones on. I did the seal on that little topper as well. The other one's done. I can't really do much more, I don't think. What is the time? 4:30. Yeah, I've got more time. Might get that mower in and just start putting bits and pieces on that. So annoyed about those blades, but I've got to go back Friday to get some bits for that loader block because we're going to change from JI to 1/2" BSP for the snap fits, so then they won't leak. So then I can pick the knives up then as well. So yeah, that's today pretty much. Back again on Thursday morning. I've got the mower in. The topper is loaded on the trailer ready for delivery. And what we discovered yesterday was these are the new little bolt things. I don't know whether I said this. This is the customer's blades they've been using. So as I was saying before my battery died, farmer is running non-quick change blades with quick change bolts, and that's his ones, and that's what they're supposed to look like. So this is a non-quick change blade, so they've been able to fit them in easy. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I can't do this. But yeah, a quick change bolt won't fit in. That pretty much just shows you how worn out the blades are, or the bolts are, sorry. There isn't much difference. But as you can see, the hole looks bigger. This is your current girlfriend, this is your ex. Anyway, I've put the top hat on while you lot were on charge, and you can see if I take my anti-swivel device out, it's not just a big hammer. Where we were hitting at the back, there's now a hell of a gap, and it's so much tighter. Whereas that was a good one. That's a good one. Well, you remember they were flopping about like a dick in a bucket. So yeah. I think all the rest of the bolts will need doing towards the winter, but we'll just wait for them to blow the rest of the knives off in the coming cuts, because it's quite stony around here. So that's one of the old quick change springs on a flat surface here. And you see that it's flat on the sides. Whereas a new one, there's like 5mm gap there, either side. And that's what holds the knife up off the bed and in place. Because the original complaint was that it just kept firing blades off. And that's because there was no spring in the springy thing. So that'll be problem solved. Fingers crossed. Anyway, right, so I've delivered a topper this morning, and the 26 is back in one piece. We're literally just waiting for gearbox bung and some fittings for the loader block, but that is pretty much done. I don't know whether I'll fit the new snap fits yet, just because I need to know on the loader what ends those are going to be. No, that's done. Looks a lot better than it did. Don't think there's really much else I can do for the minute that I can think of. Yeah, that mower's done. I've said about that. Yeah, might be it for Thursday. Possibly. Might play about with stuff back there. Don't know, maybe not. We shall see. Yeah, see you tomorrow.